What is up, everybody? Coffee break here with another video Monday morning, ready for some Niner updates. And man, let's just jump right into it. So, I want to start with some roster updates. I believe that today or maybe even tomorrow is the deadline to bring the roster down to 85. So, here are the players that got released today. So, we have Darquez Denard, the corner, and he was a guy who was actually competing for the nickel spot with Samuel Womack, who had a tremendous first preseason game. And everyone is just talking and raving about this guy, about this kid, pretty much, because he's a rookie. And now with his release, with Denard's release, it's almost like it's Samuel Womack's job now. It's like he's that good. And I think it's nothing that Denard, I guess, didn't do. It's just Womack is just that good, where you just plug in a rookie at corner, at nickel, at that, replacing a veteran such as like K'Waun Williams last year. K'Waun Williams had his flaws, but he was pretty solid at the position. But what we've seen from Womack, what players are saying about him, coaches, and now the fans, I mean, everyone has been impressed. For Denard, is just part of the business, but it is what it is. The rookie, man, good first impression, and I think that made it easier for coaches to make the move today. Josh Hokett, fullback, backup fullback. Keyshawn Johnson, wide receiver. I think he was the one who converted a 2-point conversion there with Purdy at quarterback. And then we have, I'm going to just butcher this name, Tomasi Laulil, defensive line. So already he was outside looking in type of player. But, I can honestly see some of these guys making their way in the practice squad. So not like we'll not see these guys again. I'm sure they'll pop in soon. But we do have injury updates to talk about, and these are pretty significant. So starting with Jimmie Ward, I think he got hurt maybe yesterday's practice, because now he's dealing with like a severe hamstring injury, which could sideline him even like in the season opener. So it's that significant. Obviously, he's not going to be practicing or playing in the preseason. It's a big injury because, safety was one of the areas where the Niners aren't really that deep. Sure, they got Hufanga. Sure, they got, Tarvarius Moore, who were both competing to be, alongside Jimmie Ward. You have George there. I forget his name. But you have George there. I mean, he's kind of your last resort too. And so with Kyle Shanahan's presser this morning, they're likely to maybe add a safety here pretty soon, especially with Jimmie Ward potentially missing the season opener. That's kind of a big deal there. And then you have Dante Johnson, who was dealing with a rib. He got hurt in the preseason game. And I believe he was also a player who was slotted to be like in that safety role. He's really a Swiss Army knife. I mean, he can play corner. He can play, the nickel. He can play special teams. And now he could play safety. But with his injury, you don't have that flexibility. So you may have to bring in a player to, finish camp with. That is kind of the two big injuries that kind of coincide together. And which is why you can expect the Niners to make a move here at safety. Again, safety was an area that was already a little thin. Now you add some injuries to it, and boy, does it get thin quick. Just some notes from today's practice, Monday's practice. Hearing that Lance went 11-14. This is, of course, missing. The defense was missing both their starting corners, which is Mosley and Shadavius Ward. Now you factor in Jimmie Ward being out. You expect Lance to be good. I almost said Jimmy. You expect Lance to be good in these situations, and it's honestly super refreshing to hear that stat line, 11-14. His interview with Peter King, if you haven't seen that, I saw it on YouTube this morning, actually, or last night, I forgot, was pretty good. It was pretty awesome. He is a really humble dude. And, he's super mature for his age. I mean, people forget, what is he, like 21, 22 years old? 21 probably. The kid is, beyond his years. And to have a guy like that as your, franchise quarterback now, it's super dope. Like, I like to see that. I really am pulling for Lance. I'm really hoping he can have just a tremendous year and sort of transcends the NFL for what it is. Offense was rolling today from what we're hearing from reporters. We're going to get into the second preseason game, which is going up against the Minnesota Vikings. Now, I believe they're going to have joint practices, which would be awesome to hear reports coming out of it. I wonder if people are going to be boots in the ground or, just getting some feel to it. Maybe we'll see it in a brick by brick episode coming soon. But yeah, I really hope maybe we get to see a little bit more of Lance, maybe a quarter. I don't think he needs to go a whole half, but maybe a quarter. We'll talk about that more in a later episode or later video. But expect maybe the starters to get in there too. This is probably the only opportunity. Like guys like Debo, Kittle, Trent Williams, Bosa step in before actual season because they're not going to be playing in the last preseason game. At least I wouldn't think so. So this is going to be a good, field of, how players are right now at the moment. Niners are super deep at corner. Like, to me, that just saying that kind of feels weird because, obviously we'll need production, right? We'll need, these players to step up. But when you got a rookie like Samuel Womack stepping in already at nickel, assuming, right? Emmanuel Mosley, Jimmie Ward, Jason Verrett. I mean, you forget he's still hurt, but he's definitely in there, and he's going to be on this team. Who am I missing? Lenore. I'm missing a few guys. I don't want to leave some guys out, but you know what I mean. I mean, Ambry Thomas. They're not wow guys or not like these all-star corners, but you have like a group of guys who are solid. They're not terrible. We're not talking about Akello Witherspoon, even though I love him sometimes, but he's inconsistent. You at least have a level of, where these guys are at. And they played well last year. Ambry Thomas played well. A lot of people, bash Thomas, but in my honest opinion, I seen a player improve week in and week out. And sure, you was going up against some really tough competition. But that Cincinnati Bengal game, like, it was up and downs. And you're going up against Jamar Chase. He's going to beat you. It's just a matter of when. And I think he held his own for the most part. I mean, he did allow some chunk plays, but for the most part, the guy was solid. He was improving. And then he had that interception to seal the deal to get us in the playoffs against the Rams. So he made some big-time plays, and, people like to bash him, but I really love the kid. For him to be your backup, third, fourth stringer, whatever the case may be, like, that's dope. You have depth at the position. That's what that means. So you have that. Linebackers are going to be solid yet again. I'm looking forward to them. Again, second preseason game. We'll see what they got. But it seems like so far we're with injuries, it's kind of creeping in halfway through training camp. But everyone else who's actually, getting some practice time, getting some playing time, I like to see the production, and I like the direction this team is going, this team is heading. We have some really solid rookies, like I mentioned in my last video. They're going to play a huge factor on this team, and they're going to definitely produce. We already see Womack 2 interceptions. Crazy, right guard. That rookie, crazy. I can't wait. Anyways, guys, let's wrap it up here. We're going to be talking about the second preseason game here halfway through the week. But as always, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.